Right, welcome ladies and gents. Let's talk Monarch. Brand new episode. Brand new quality, I guess. We were predominantly focused on being back in the past again with the flashbacks with Wyatt Russell and Bill Randa. All of this stuff. Basically the inception point of Monarch. This is where this show excels. It should have just been set in the past. 100% it should have just been set in the past. Because these characters are interesting. These people are good people. And it's interesting to see how Monarch is born. Now this is you know, last review I complained quite a lot about the characters because they're just very unlikable. You've got Kate, Bill Randa's granddaughter, just turned out to be like a cheating lesbian. Fine, I guess, but not a particularly nice person, you know, characterization. May is very insufferable. Kentaro's a bit bland, but, you know, he's the only one which isn't a complete douche. Although I'm sure they'll give us a curveball and he'll be a douche. These characters of General Lee Shaw and Dr. Mura and Bill Randa, probably butchered that name, Mura. These people are actually like good people. They're interesting people, and they're sort of trying to figure out how Monarch was born and created. And honestly, it's genuinely interesting, and I'm enjoying it, even when there's a distinct lack of Titans. And that goes to show that they've crafted actually good characters, or at least their story's interesting. Whereas the present day stuff's just woefully inadequate. And that's a shame, you know, that's disappointing because they are spending so much time flitting backwards and forwards. Just set it in the past, for God's sake. That would be great. But anyway, what happens in this episode? Well, we kind of learn how Monarch lost its way, I guess, and became this sort of arm of the government as opposed... I mean, it was always an arm of the government, but it was being run more militaristically as opposed to holistically, would be a good way of putting it, I guess. And that's fascinating stuff, and it actually comes down to the interpersonal play between General Lee Shaw, played by Wyatt Russell, and Dr. Mura, and their sort of budding romance that obviously comes to a head in this episode because General Lee Shaw, or Captain Lee Shaw, decides to miss a post-meeting for financing or whatever because he wants to go and save the individual that he's infatuated with. Again, not bad. Like that doesn't make him a bad person. That makes him a morally superior person in some regards, I think. And that was interesting. We also learned that there's a device. I guess it's not really like the Orca. Do you remember the Orca in King of the Monsters? It's similar but not. It sort of sends out gamma radiation, I think was the sort of point to this device. And it sort of speaks to the Titans. It's sending out signals, receiving signals, sending them out, receiving them. And it acts, that they literally claim it to be Titan telephone. And that was interesting. I get, like, genuinely, kind of like the early Orca in some regards. It serves the same purpose anyway. So that was interesting. They figure out that Godzilla's not dead. That's cool. We also learn who the French Monarch agent is. Guess who she is? Guess. Can you guess? She's the sister of Bryan Cranston's wife in 2014's Godzilla. I liked that tie-in. That was good. Right? And this is how they don't know how to make good characters. Because that's a character that, you know, is doing things which... she's doing things which she believes is correct for Monarch, because she wants to prevent Titans rising again and murdering her family and all other humans. But she realises that they've lost their way, so she double-crosses them. So it's a morally superior character. So they do know how to write good characters. Just the main characters in the present day are awful. That's a good person, right? So anyway, she double-crosses Monarch to set free Captain Shaw in the future, played by Kurt Russell. Still love that cast, and that's great. And they go to find their dad. Can't remember what his name was actually, but the Randa boy, the son of Bill Randa, the one who's got 2 families. Because I guess all these people are awful. And they find him. But they also find Godzilla. And Godzilla's just having a good slumber in the Algerian desert. Just having a chill out. Just chilling out. Just sleeping. And he gets up and he walks off. That's it, basically. That was kind of the whole episode. But you know what? Because it was predominantly set in the past, I really enjoyed it. I had a really good time with it. That was good. All that stuff, great. That's brilliant. Give me more of that, for goodness sake. Just give me a story set in the past. I don't know why they didn't do that. Fucking waste of time. You know why they didn't? Because they had to inject some modern day crap into it, I'm sure. That's probably why. Get some funding or some such nonsense. But it was a really good episode. I enjoyed... Because it's predominantly past situations. And they're good. They're very, very good. Interesting that Kate is kind of realising that Godzilla's not bad. Because he looked right at her. And then just was like, meh, I'm just going to walk off. I don't give a shit. Because he doesn't care. CGI on Godzilla. Impeccable. Impeccable CGI is great. It seems like they're sort of starting to realise what's going on with the Titans a little bit, with the emergence of them. I still think that they're trying to discover the Hollow Earth, basically. So that seemed logical to me. And then, also, I think there was kind of a tease for Outer Space Titans, because the son of Bill Randa, the long-lost father they've been looking for, has been repurposing satellites. But the satellites were actually looking for deep space radiation. King Ghidorah? I mean, obviously not, he's on Earth, but you know what I mean? Like, it's a deep space radiation. Titans? Maybe? A tease? I don't know. But I enjoyed it overall, because it wasn't predominantly set in the present day. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know down below. Genuinely, this has sort of flip-flopped a lot with a lot of people. When it's serious, when the Monsterverse is serious in tone, they really do nail it, I think. Not, yeah, I think they nail it. I mean, I watched Godzilla -1 recently, so that's a ultra-serious tone. But I think the Monsterverse, when they're serious, because I mean, I watched 2014's Godzilla the other day, and that's a great movie. It really does hold up. You know, it's a great movie because it's serious. They did some questionable things, killing Bryan Cranston, spoiler for a 10-year-old movie, weird stuff. But in tone, it's right. The Monsterverse is good when it's serious. So anyway, whatever. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below. Hit subscribe if you're new here. Turn the bell notifications on. Check out my second channel link down below. Mistake Reviews Live Archives, where all the streams go, the podcast, the best bits, etc. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.